So you guys will be in good hands.
Okay.
Thank you,
Sorry,
Patrick.
Katie.
Thank you for taking.
Did you sleep last night?
Not much, no.
Where are you? What city? St.
I'm in
Louis?
Carbondale, Illinois. And the real issue here is that they can't seem to figure out what's going on. She just can't walk. And they've ruled out a whole lot of things that aren't wrong with her. But in the process of trying to do the physical therapy yesterday, they managed to push her into atrial fibrillation. So now she's in a cardiac unit while they're trying to get that straightened out. And then we have to get back to the why she can't walk. So at the present moment, we're going backwards, but you know, we hope that we can get through this and go forwards for a change.
Hey, Katie. I'm
Yes.
sorry to interrupt. I didn't know anything about this and I'm so sorry. Did she get a COVID vaccine? My mother-in-law couldn't walk after her COVID vaccine.
Really?
Yeah. Was
You
it
know,
recent?
Lauren, I keep saying that to people. I keep saying and they keep saying, oh no, this has nothing to do with that. And I keep saying, but
When-
Friday she was shopping at Walmart and driving and
Okay, this is exactly what just happened to my mother-in-law.
are you serious?
Yes.
Oh my God. Is she
Yeah.
recovered? Has she
Did-
gotten over it?
She has recovered. It happened a month ago. She had her COVID vaccine and the next day she tried to get out of bed and she collapsed and she could literally not walk.
Sincerely cannot hold herself up.
That's exactly what happened to Paula. And they told her that it was because of the vaccine.
Well, thank you. Actually, that reinforces what I keep saying, but I can't get anybody here to take me seriously.
Wow.
It's so frustrating.
Oh my God.
So anyway,
But
thank you.
it
Lauren.
must be extremely rare, but it's strange that just with 8 people here on the screen, it's happened to one other person.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
My
that's
mother-in-law is 84.
My mother's 84.
How
She's
long did it take? How long did it take for her to recover?
About a week. Maybe no, less than a week. It was less than a week. It was like 4 days.
Was it a second shot or the first shot?
I think it was her second shot. I think
That's
I'm
what they were
getting my
talking about.
first one today.
it was up in Michigan. I can find out if did your mom have her second shot? Was this a
No, it was her first one. And she had said that it had been fine. You know, she woke up the next day and her arm was a little sore. But then Sunday morning, she went to get dressed and she says she fell down. She doesn't even know what happened. She just couldn't hold herself upright.
That's exactly what happened to Paula.
Okay.
I mean, it's, you know,
Well, okay. Actually, that gives me some hope because I hope that we're going to get through this in that case. And it's so scary when, like, you know, you're going backwards and they can't seem to find any answers. So
I'm so sorry.
thank you. Thank you. I appreciate
Do,
that.
do we know which vaccine she got?
Pfizer?
Pfizer. Do you know what your mother-in-law got, Lauren?
I don't.
Yeah.
Lauren,
Well, maybe she
now
shouldn't get the
okay
second one.
walk, and after 4 days, then she was okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't hear the question.
Lauren, so then now she's okay and walking.
Yeah. Well, not completely okay, but she had a stroke last August.
Oh,
So she's back to where she was before the vaccine.
And Katie, when did your mother have this?
Well, she fell Sunday. She had her first vaccine last week, but as I was just saying, I keep saying, you know, they can't find anything until the physical therapy pushed her into atrial fibrillation. And now all of a sudden it's, oh, well, she's a cardiac case. It's like, well, she wasn't a cardiac case when she got to the hospital. She wasn't a cardiac case until day 2 when they were pushing her so hard to just get up and walk. Just, why can't you walk? Just, you know, come on, just try harder. Sorry, there's a little, that's a little anger out of me right there.
Have you thought of getting her to St. Louis, getting her to Barnes or Jewish or something?
We've thought about it. Right now, it's just, you know, because we're going backwards,
Yeah.
it's easier to not try to transport. It would be a 2.5-hour ride in an ambulance. And, you know, but we may get there. I mean, we're hoping if it requires rehab that we can at least get her closer because
Yeah.
otherwise, we have a second home now. We're going to be back and forth between St. Louis and Carbondale. So anyway, sorry, to those who just got on, I was saying Patrick has agreed to take this meeting, and because I'm going to probably have to jump out here to take a call from Mom's Nurses. So you're in good hands, and thank you, Patrick.
Good luck.
Yeah, we wish you and your mom all the best.
Yeah.
Good luck, Katie.
Katie, I'm gonna message my sister-in-law and find out some more specifics, okay?
Thank
So-
you, Lauren. Actually, yeah, I would appreciate that.
I'm doing it right now, so I'll,
Thank you.
whatever she sends me, I will forward to you, okay?
Thank you.
Okay.
So, should we move ahead?
Yeah.
Jennifer, have you got the roll call, or is that something I do?
Yeah, I got y'all. Sorry, I had to reset my router.
No, that's okay. Has everyone gotten a chance to see the minutes from last time? Do we have then a motion to approve?
Move to approve?
We have a motion, Jan, and a second,
I'll second.
and Don, and those in favor?
Aye.
Everyone, maybe, okay. The rules back now. Opposed? Okay, the minutes have been approved. So let's talk about the 2022 budget request. Jerry, would that be your area?
Or Jennifer's area.
Yeah,
Jen, it's Jen's area, really.
probably, yeah.
Dan, bring us up to date.
You know, so budget starts, we're working on budget now and they're due in a couple weeks. I still am not quite sure what kind of requests we're making, if that makes any sense. Like, I don't know what kind of budget we're looking at for the year, but I think we can go ahead and, make our request like we usually do and just see what happens. I know we talked last time about signage again. What else? The lighting for Earth Rabbit. And then I don't know if we want to, request some funding for this walk. Or what
Why
we're
don't we
looking at, so.
What about
Yeah.
putting in something for music? One concert. It makes sense to me to budget as if it's going to be a normal year. And not let that be our decision, but let that be, the council's or. who-
Yeah, I mean, it starts, the budget doesn't start until July 1st, so.
Yeah, and so if we could put some money in there for a concert like in August or September, that I would suggest that.
Yeah, that's sort of more in keeping with what people expect the fall anyway, right? Early fall, late summer.
Yeah, it gives them something to cut if they want to cut something.
It also carries the whole way into July 1st of 2022. So, there may be some spring concert that you want to do in 2022. So if you put money in for a concert, you don't necessarily have to define when it is, but.
When does this doesn't kick in and this concert until, this budget until July then?
Yeah,
July
July
1.
1st, July 1 to June 30th.
We could put money in for 2 concerts, couldn't we?
Mhm.
And then let them cut one, and then if they're in a cutting mood, and then at least, I mean, I don't know, I just always think it's good to put something in there that people
That
can.
can be cut, yeah.
So it's been a while since I've seen those figures. What is it, like $7,000 a concert? Is that what or am I way off?
I think last year we requested 12,000 for 3.
Oh, good. So say $5,000 a piece to be safe.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
we can request whatever.
Well, we can request anything we want.
Yeah.
Your math skills are amazing.
This is the Arts Commission. What do you expect?
Right, right.
Right, we
Okay.
skipped math to go take more art history.
We also should put money in for the Lifetime Achievement, and I don't know, Dawn, whether this is the Awards of Excellence year or not. Those are two expensive programs.
Well, as far as the Excellence Awards, it all depends on if we want to hold an event in the fall, but we really don't know now. But yes, we should. We skipped 2020, so 21 would be the next awards. And then Lifetime Achievement, I just wanted to include with that budget the monies for a plaque, which would
Oh,
be great.
yes, that's right.
And I mean, if we bought something off of the shelf, of course, and bought the standard plates, you'd spend, a couple $100. But to do something unique and interesting, I think if we could budget like $500 for something unique and interesting, maybe even get an artist involved. But I just thought $500 is a good starting point for that plaque to add to the Lifetime Achievement budget, perhaps.
So we had talked for a while back before we knew how long this COVID thing was going to go on, of sort of compressing it and having two awardees in a period of like a calendar year. Are we thinking now of just like on the charts, like during World War II and other major disasters, there's just a gap, no award for 2021. So there'll be 20, no award in 21, which people historically will look back and go, yeah, that makes sense. And then one for 22.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we'll just put an asterisk there. It'll be fine.
Yeah,
If my memory serves me, were we making up 2019 when we had the
Yes.
awards?
We
So I
were.
think 2020 is officially the skip year, perhaps. And then 21 we resume. Is that what you're saying, Patrick?
I don't really know what I'm saying, Don.
No, I-
Presumably you all would resume with one because the budget for them this year got cut. So you would resume with one in 2021. Yes, this fall.
Did we award a 2019 one? Was that
That was Mary Englebright who
2019? Okay, then
was
we don't
not
have one in 2020 and we do have one in
Yes.
2021. Yeah.
Hang
correct.
on, wasn't Mary Englebright 2018 and she got postponed? Or no, she was
No, she
2018,
didn't.
got postponed
Yeah.
into 2020. You're right.
Into 2020, because that was
Mhm.
February, I think, were the
February.
awards, if I
Hey.
remember right before COVID
Jennifer-
shut down.
Yes.
Jennifer, I'm sorry, can I break it? This is actually not
Absolutely.
about this discussion. Jenny Donaldson says she's trying to log in and she doesn't have any access for video or sound.
She's here as an attendee now, but I can bring her on as a panelist if
I
you'd
mean,
like.
it's not, I just wanted to make sure that somebody knew where she was. That's all.
Yes, I
Sorry,
can see
didn't
her as
mean
an
to interrupt the
attendee,
conversation.
but I can certainly bring her on as a panelist. Here we go.
Can we cover her and come back to the budget? Because I think Jenny
Sure.
has to take her kids to school soon.
It's next up anyway, so as soon as
Well,
we,
you guys gotta vote on something and come up with some
there she
stuff,
is.
so-
Hi,
Well-
Jenny.
Let's
Okay.
come back to it.
Yeah. all right.
Actually, perfect timing because we're at the agenda number where we're going to talk about collaboration with Webster Arts and Spring Forward. So it's all yours.
Uh-oh.
Well, thank you. I hope some of you have already seen Spring Forward. It's on Lockwood on the grounds of Eden Seminary. So, and I know Don, you were there for the drop off and install. So thanks for participating. I had been talking with Katie. We were hoping some of you would be willing to meet me next week and choose some winners. So we had several adults participate and several kids. So we'd like to choose 2 kid awards, all ages. I mean, we're not separating by age for kids. And then 2 for the adults. And Jerry also said, there are so many good ones to choose from. We might have to add a few more for adults. So I was looking at next Wednesday or Friday, but I mean, I can be flexible on the days if that doesn't work for anybody. But if you guys would like to participate and judge, we would love to work with you on that.
I'll take part.
Great. So I don't know what's easier for you. I will be there all day Wednesday, starting at 9:30, and I'll be there all day Friday.
Was this gonna take like an hour?
I don't know. Right now there's 38. We're still missing. I'm still trying to track down some people who didn't come on Saturday. So I'm still trying to collect 8 more. So there's a possibility there will be 47 to look through.
So we
But
just
yeah, I
come
mean, I
in,
guess I'd plan on an hour and it might go faster.
Are there like sheets? Is it a point system or just sort of instinctive?
I did not make up a point system yet, but I mean, I would have time between now and Wednesday if
Well,
you
no,
guys
no,
want
not,
a point
I
system.
mean, or we could just look at it and go, just go with gut. Anyway, John, is John the only person who's volunteered so far? Because I'll do it with him.
I would volunteer, but my wife has an entry, so does that disqualify me?
only
I
if you,
don't think so. You could do the kids.
All right, I'll sign up for the kids.
Okay, so somebody will let us know when.
I mean, I would say you guys pick the time because I'm gonna be there. And I don't even have to be there really, but I mean, I will be there all day, either of those
What-
days, so.
I
So
will,
we're looking at the 10th or the Wednesday or Friday, the 10th or the 12th, right?
Well, yeah,
10th is better for me, but I mean, afternoon on the 12th works for me.
me too. Is that the Friday?
yes.
Say like 2 p.m.?
Yeah, 2 would work.
Does that work? Okay, Don?
Are they all I mean, are they identifiable with the name or a number, or how are we? Well, I guess you'll figure that out and let us know.
Yeah, they either have a name, everybody has a number. Some people didn't want their name on their shape, but I know who I would know which number goes with which person.
It'd be better, probably, I
So
guess.
do we meet at the gallery?
Yeah, that'd be great. Or we,
2
I guess
p.m.
we could meet at the signs if you want.
So we decide.
Patrick
mean,
and John, would you-
You'll probably find better parking at the gallery because usually the street's full.
If we
Okay,
had, the-
2 p.m. gallery, and that's the 12th, Friday the 12th.
yeah, Patrick and John, would you be able to meet earlier at 1 p.m. on
I
Friday?
have an 11 o'clock checkup doctor appointment.
Is
So
that
I
too
could
tight?
maybe 1,
1? Would that work for you?
maybe, yeah, 1. I mean, and again, Wednesday, I'm good all day.
yeah, I'm good all day Wednesday. I think, let me check. I don't think there's anything I got.
1 o'clock Friday works fine for me if you guys can do earlier, but if not, I'll look at Wednesday's work calendar and I'll let you know.
I
Okay,
can-
so where are we?
I'm
You
sorry.
want to send an email?
Sounds good.
Let's just do
Just
it by
include
email.
me on the email. You don't have to I don't think we need to post this probably, but just include me on the email.
Okay, so you know when John and I are free. So Don, just tell us whether you want to do it Wednesday anytime or Thursday after 1 o'clock. I mean, Friday after 1 o'clock. Okay,
Sounds good.
cool.
Thank you all. And then
it-
I don't know a lot about what you do, but at some point, I know Katie and Patrick everybody can fill me in, but I just wanted to say if there's a way that we can collaborate or work together, I'm happy to, if you have an initiative or something that we can help you do or promote, I'm certainly willing to do that. So just.
You know what you just
Fill me
said
in.
right now is historic, because it is historic. Because for years, we've been skirting around the possibility of how can we collaborate. We've got so many people in both organizations, and for some reason, it just didn't really quite bloom, but now maybe it will.
Yeah, I hope so. I'm certainly open to ideas and running things past you when we come up. This was kind of a whirlwind when I started in January, so I didn't have a lot of time to meet everybody or give you a lot of notice.
It
on
sure makes
anything,
sense.
but-
We've got 2 great arts organizations, one public and one, private nonprofit. And we do different things, but we've got very similar missions. And I think we can do a lot more together than the sum of our parts. I love it.
I was wondering on the voting, if we could we have a kind of number situation so that the adults are in group 1 and the children, or are they divided on the display?
They're
And
they're
then
not, they're
no-
all combined right now, but I'll be able to mark, I can mark kids versus adults. So as you're walking around,
or like a sheet with numbering, just this is number one, vote for that or not. Rather than names, I think that's better than the names on there, just because we all probably know the different people, and I was just anticipating something where, it
Sure.
could look wrong,
Okay, yeah, I can do that.
Okay,
Great.
we'll see you whenever.
Can I
We'll
put this on
find
my
out. We'll be
resume,
there.
Judge
All right.
Abraham?
Thank you, Jenny.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
And you can stay on if you like to watch. So yeah.
Oh, you
that's
should, because we're gonna talk about the budget. You'll love it.
Know what we do.
I have to run my daughter to school, so while I wouldn't mind staying to chat, she likes to get to school at a certain time. So
Okay,
I gotta get in the car and roll in a little bit.
all right, have a good day.
Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, budget thoughts. Where were we?
Well, Jennifer, what is in for signage?
Hang on, let me look. I had it here. Like I said, I had some sort of massive internet fail this morning, so hang on.
Jennifer, when do you need to submit these with specific numbers associated?
I believe next Friday.
Okay, so we really have to put
Yes, this
numbers
is the
together
one that we need to
today.
put together. Yes.
Okay.
I mean, if there's something where, we don't know quite a number or something, then certainly get something to me later, or we can do some research. But I need to know what it is that we're wanting to put money for, at the very least.
And
if
we
that makes
should really
sense.
have some idea of how much.
Yes, certainly. I'm just saying, at the very least, I need other stuff so that I can do some research.
Well, why don't we create a list right now of things that we do know?
Yes.
And
definitely.
I will submit 2 concerts for $10,000. Restrain your enthusiasm.
You want a round of applause or what?
Something, yeah, some acknowledgement. That's the thing with Zoom, it's you don't get that
Yeah, you
swell
don't.
of approval.
I love it. I think it's great. Let's all get together and do some great music.
Well,
Morning,
somebody
Beth.
on NPR yesterday compared Zoom to being in an elevator where all of a sudden everybody turns around and stares.
So another one that we
we
talked
had
about.
500 for signage this past year, which we can
Oh,
obviously
We need
encumber, but yeah.
3,200 for signage if we're gonna go with what we've been.
How much?
3,200.
3,200.
I'm basing on the estimate that we were given at 226 each and for 11. Plus, I would assume we'd want to go ahead and take their posts for them rather than try to put them on the existing posts. And some sculptures don't have any kind of plaque already.
I know that our Parks Department I don't know if they made all of them, or was it all of them done?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
The posts that are there currently, because the amount that we were quoted for the posts was a lot. So I don't know if that would be an option to have them do that again, if they're.
Would there be any reason that the different material would make it harder to adhere their posts to these plaques?
I do not know.
Charles address.
Could we get a sample of a finished plaque? And then look at that and let them decide if they could make posts that would work for it? If we just get a sample of one of their signs? I mean, it seems like we should have one of those before we buy it anyway. rather
Well,
than-
when it comes time to actually get the signs, we can do that. I guess we should probably just put it in the budget for the full amount. We'll just put in the budget, the 32, what did you say, Judy? 3,200?
3,200, yeah.
Yeah, I think we need to quit ditzing around.
Yeah, but I'm not, it can be anything.
I mean, actually, my
That's-
math, it comes to 3,036. I rounded up to 32 just because, but
Oh, but
Oh.
Judy, it looks better if it says 3,036 because then it looks like we really did a lot of work on it.
okay.
Or $3,236.
Yeah, make sure I didn't screw it up.
No, that's good.
Well-
This is,
And I'll encumber the 500, so we'll still have that.
Okay, 3,036 it is.
All right.
Judy, is there a chance to get an actual sample from the sign company?
I mean, he's been very responsive. You know, he sent photo, did I send you the photograph as well? The
Mhm.
photograph and then the mock-up. I can only ask. You know, I think he's hoping.
I mean, it's a big order. I would think we'd be able to see that, and we have time to look at it.
Right.
And it could, if it's a simple fix for those posts, it could save us, you know, enough to buy some more signs.
Yeah, it's 50 per for the post.
go for it.
I'll email him and ask.
Okay, so last year, we had Poetry Week at 300, and most of this stuff was cut. I think the only thing we got to keep was the sculpture maintenance stuff. But I mean, if we want to resume like we're having a regular year, I'd assume the 300 for Poetry Week or Poetry Month.
I don't think we're gonna have any. The only in-person thing that I'm planning on right now is the poetry reading at the Garden Cafe.
This would be for 2022.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine.
Yeah. Yes, I mean, I hope we can have the haiku workshop and the children's workshop next year.
All righty.
And the last couple of years when we were paying them, we paid them each, it was 2 instructors and we paid them each $100. And then the extra 100 was for, you know, the
Supplies
key
and stuff.
stock and signage.
Yeah. Good deal.
What is our status with the maintenance on, are you talking about Catherine's work to be done?
This one I'm talking about is the abstract variation number 1, which county quoted us. We have like required maintenance, so we have to do on that.
Right. Well, how about-
Catherine's I still have also.
Right. Can we roll that over? Because it hasn't happened yet, right?
Yeah, I mean, we don't have to roll anything over until June 30th.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay. So you still think there's time?
I think there should be. Yeah, this spring. But if not, yes, I will absolutely roll anything over.
And Jennifer, for Catherine's repairs, do you want me to reach out and schedule that? What do you?
I can reach out to her. I know that we've talked to her about it several times, so I'll talk to her and see what her schedule looks like and what we need to do.
Okay, sounds good.
Can we budget for some of her seats? I love those. Did you all remember I sent them last time? I mean, she is sort of pushing them, I have to say, but they look fabulous. I assume we wait until we see the ones she does on Webster's campus, I think is the plan. Might be cool. I don't know if she quoted a price, but yeah.
And Jennifer, what do we normally allow for the awards? Because for 22, I guess we could count on.
This year we requested 700, but I mean, we obviously did not get it, but we requested 700.
What did we get the last year we got something?
Probably similar. I
Uh-huh.
would wait, we don't normally change that stuff up a lot.
Is that Lifetime Achievement Awards you're talking about?
Were you talking about Lifetime Achievement or Awards of Excellence?
Both.
So yeah, Awards of Excellence was 700 and they both were 700. And I would say that's probably what both of them run approximately, because I wouldn't have
piece or
asked you guys
together?
to budget.
A piece or together?
Each piece. A piece.
Okay.
And then maybe if we include the plaque in the lifetime achievement, maybe take that to 1,000, and that budget's a little bit for the plaque then?
Let's do the plaque separately.
Yeah, I would do
Separately?
the plaque separately,
Okay,
just to account, because otherwise if they, I don't know, see a huge leap, they might, I don't know.
Mhm.
Okay, so I'm putting down awards of excellence and lifetime achievement at 700 each. Right?
Right.
And then how much do you want to budget separately for a plaque?
500.
Yeah.
500,
Okay.
that'd be great.
At least if you want it to be artist. You're talking about one to go into City Hall, right?
Correct.
Okay. And then that's what was on last year's. I don't know if there, we had talked about lighting for Earth Rabbit, if we needed to look further into that or what. So it's up to you guys.
I think that merits, we're going to see Scott this afternoon. When we talk about the Baroque concert, maybe we can ask him whether he's putting that in his budget or if that should go in ours and how much he's talking about. I thought he was talking about doing that sooner rather than later. So we probably need a conversation with him.
Yeah, I don't know. I just know that last meeting we had talked about.
Yeah,
It was
I'll
just-
ask him this afternoon when we
Okay.
visit.
Okay, so what I have is 2 concerts at $10,000, signage at 3,036, Poetry Month 300, Awards of Excellence 700, Lifetime Achievement 700, and a lifetime plaque at 500.
I think that's one of the best budgets we've ever done.
We're missing anything for a walk. We're missing any
Oh, yeah.
expenditures for Beth's project.
Yeah, I don't really know in terms of what we would, immediately I see like there's a need for photography of all the pieces and nice shots. I don't know if there's people that we can have do that for us at no cost. Anything that would be like beyond that, like an app or something that, that's probably an expenditure that's a little going to be something that I don't really know yet what that would cost, but it would be several $1,000s. I don't know quite, like in my plan, I don't really know if that's worth it or not, to kind of see, like, to measure kind of traffic on the page might be a better kind of promote that and measure traffic on just actually having a walk on the site versus like putting it in app form, I think would be kind of a better test of the level of interest before making that expenditure. The other thing that might be helpful, and I don't know that, Jennifer, this is a question for you in terms of like the site content management system, if it can support like a slideshow or if that would need any special recoding.
No, we can do that.
Okay.
That's easy. Yeah.
That would be another expenditure that I can think of, but if that's something that's already possible with the current site format, then
Do we want anything for printing anything? I mean, is there going to be anything physical associated with this for?
Yeah, we did talk about that. So I have not like thought about any sort of like, if anyone has any ballpark figures of what would be reasonable. Because I know a print run of, a larger print run is going to be fairly expensive doing something like that. So if it's, yeah, I haven't looked into that yet in the past month. So.
Jen, maybe if we figure out what the cost was on that last walk, the Black History Walk, there probably are some figures in City Hall for the printing of that.
Yeah.
That we might be able to use as a base.
Is there a way to print something like that through some sort of online application where, like, the way people print books and things, where you kind of lay it out and do it on an app?
There is.
I mean, you can put something on there's sites like, there's a site called Issue that you can post things for free and it will do like a flip book if you have a PDF. So there's things like that are available.
But I mean, actually come up with a physical
print. I mean, yeah, like you could, yes, there's ways to like print on demand.
I didn't know if it would be a huge saver of money or whether it was a good idea or not. I've never done it. I know people print their own books and things like that.
Museums do that for catalogs.
Well, Jerry or whoever mentioned the walking tours, that I think it's a great idea if we kind of tie it in. Well, as much as I was excited about the online and the app. If we had a book kind of tying in with the other walking tours of Webster, maybe the same format that the Historical Society uses for those. It can go out in the information kiosk outside of City Hall, and maybe we work towards something like that and just kind of duplicate their budget and format. Any thoughts on that?
No, that would be probably a good way to go if you wanted to do the print, but it seems like I'd like to just get some more information on this app development. Just because I think that's the way things are going, for this kind of stuff. Maybe I'm wrong.
I mean,
And-
I agree with Beth that it would probably, for the first year, it would probably be a good idea just to track people going to the website and whatnot.
I think you're
Just
gonna have a
post
hard
after
time
the
having
fact.
people use an app that's for a singular feature.
Yeah.
People don't want to download things on their phone that they're going to use maybe once or twice. Like, I think people be more apt to go to a website and that's mobile friendly and just look there, because it's not really that different if it's a single use sort of thing. I mean, people want like if it's an app that they're going to use every day, then yes, they're eager to download it. But I think trying to pay, the couple $1,000s or whatever it may be to develop that and to post things on it is probably not the bang
Yeah.
for your buck that you want. And I think if we promote just actually as a first step, we have no content on the website about any of this. So if we can get that up, that'd be a big win. And then we can promote that as a way for people to access the art and have it like laid out in the same sort of format. And then see kind of what the traffic is looking like to that, and then make a judgment call from there. That would be my recommendation.
Yeah, and we're doing a lot of stuff with the website and some things like that. And I know Civic Plus does have the opportunity to have an app. So I don't know if that's something that like the city will be looking into. So we might kind
Yeah,
of
because I think the
fall
pie in
into
the
that
sky
anyway.
dream would be, right, like having one app that would have the the history
Yeah.
walks, the arts walks in one
Yes.
solid format, and have have the recreation hours and be able to buy things. So like, I think that's like the dream versus like
Yeah.
everyone having a singular app. So if we could get there, that would be really compelling. So I would say like
That was
save your funding for something like that versus trying to do a one-off.
That was part of my question that I didn't get to. If you did develop an app, is that something that, once you have that core thing that you can easily and efficiently add to it, like say, add another walk to it, or, once you have
Yeah.
the core
Yeah.
technology.
I really haven't looked into the Civic Plus app option just because previously we were not in a position to really look into that further, but I will certainly now.
No, still in the meeting, we're talking about the walking tour, but we're actually still in the budget, right? We're still talking about the budget.
We are indeed.
Okay, good. The budget sort of encompasses everything. It's kind of easy to jump from one. So do we need anything more regarding our discussion of the budget? Is there anything from the walking tour that we want to incorporate then into the list that we're putting together for the budget? Jennifer, do you have what you need?
I'm guessing like we can put it in as we've done this before, put it in as kind of a nebulous number, just say like when we list it out and you guys vote on it, costs associated with previous printing of Historic Walk or something. Do you think that's okay, Mayor?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So
So
I would say one, yeah, and just as a caveat too, I think that the historic walks have the luxury in that history isn't changing that much. We might be adding art, so I think we just need to be cognizant of whatever we do to either print a limited quantity or have that flexibility to go in and change, because I mean, obviously it's cheaper to print a larger quantity, but I can envision this growing and adapting as new art and new things are added. So just making sure that whatever we do, we're keeping flexible.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think those history walks are like super high quality and like kind of like a keeper. So for our first round, at least, we might do kind of something just to
I mean, even
like,
if it's like a
less
I mean,
fancy.
to start, even if it's like, something that's like a nicely produced flyer or something like that could be a good,
Yeah.
and then directs people to the website so that we can kind of see how the quantity
Yeah.
is going.
Definitely. Okay, do I need
So-
to read this whole thing out again so that you guys can make a motion, or? do you
Sure,
have
why
it?
not?
All right, 2 concerts at 10,000, signage at 3,036, Poetry Month 300, Awards of Excellence 700, Lifetime Achievement 700, Lifetime Plaque 500, and then the associated costs for like historic walk, art walk / type printing.
Put a
So it's a
number
little-
there.
I
a little
will,
over-
I will have to look at it. I will have to look that up.
Okay.
So that's somewhere in the area of $2,200.
There,
I mean, $2,100. Okay,
so.
so we
thank
good on the
you.
budget?
Yeah.
Well, we need a motion to approve
Okay.
submitting that to council.
I
Do we have
move
such a motion
budget as amended by Jennifer, or
and a
I'll
second? And those in favor?
I'm sorry, who was our second? I miss Marilyn.
Marilyn, those in favor?
I,
I,
Opposed?
Aye.
It passes unanimously.
Rock and
oh,
roll.
that was a cliffhanger, wasn't it? Yeah.
You guys are really putting me on edge.
It eliminates so
Especially
much.
in our
drama when we
divided arts
cooperate, work
commission.
together, yes. Poetry Month. Lauren?
Yes, hold on just a second. I'm so sorry. Is there something we can go to next and come back to me? Because
Yes.
I just got a
Well-
text from someone who takes.
Well, that would be walking tour. Have we,
Okay, I'll be right back.
are there things that, do we want to reframe anything or revisit, or have we talked about the walking? Beth, what do you?
Yeah, so I don't have a ton of updates. I'm still gathering content and material. Thank you to everyone who sent me things. I have to really kind of go through and figure out kind of what we're missing. I do know, Jennifer, you had mentioned
I did.
a scan of that you found. Did you find the?
I realized that I hadn't sent you anything last night. So yes, I will look
No
for that.
problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, and even if there's something I need to come pick up, that's fine too. So my plan is just to kind of start laying out some of this content, figure out what we're missing. I was thinking about contacting people about photography, but then I was like, it's the middle of an ice storm. So I think if we can kind of like wait till we have a little bit of a nicer background for some of these pieces to get some photos taken. And if anyone has suggestions about who would be the most skilled person to do that, I think it'd be great to get several angles of each piece. So I can, is someone
we
pointing
have-
at Don?
It's
don't mind
Dawn
helping.
Driscoll,
Yeah, I
the
think we have Dawn
photographer.
on the board to do that.
Dawn is wonderful.
Oh,
well, thank you,
fantastic.
But yeah, we'll be willing, now that it's warmer, to head out and shoot some photographs.
Yeah, so maybe we can coordinate, Don, and then we can kind of see what we have and what we still need in that regard. So
Sounds good.
yeah, I'll try to do as much as I
Don?
can.
Do
Yes.
you have access to a drone at all?
I do actually, a friend at work.
Well, it
Um,
could be kind
oh,
of fun if we
yeah.
could
That's
get
not,
some
that's not a
images
bad idea to
kind
get
of
some
swooping
aerials.
in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
even a drone following the path of the walk could be kind of cool. Just
That
so,
would
yeah.
be
All right, I'll look into that. Think creatively about drone footage.
Will the walk incorporate any artwork that's on people's private property?
No.
They can't
don't
do
think
that,
so.
right? Okay.
We're going to start with public spaces.
Okay, shall we move on?
Yeah,
Hold
hold on a sec. Hi.
Burr
sorry.
Oak Baroque Concert. I must have been asleep or something. It sounds cool, but what is it? Who's in charge of that?
Katie, you want to talk about it?
Okay, so again, with the caveat that I may cut out here, and Jerry, you're gonna have to take over.
I'll pick
This
up
is
on
the
it.
idea that Walter Parks had come up with of doing a Baroque festival. I guess he and Margot have moved into a house that backs up onto Larson Park over on the side where that charter oak tree is. And he thinks it would form the perfect natural amphitheater to have a concert, kind of everybody bring a lawn chair. Anyway, I think Jerry's going to be able to go to the meeting this afternoon. He and Jerry and Scott Davis and I don't know who else is going to be there. We're going to go and sort of stamp around on the ground and see what that was going to look like. But it does genuinely sound very cool. And I think he is offering to run the whole thing himself.
Wow.
Gratis,
Gratis,
another
yeah,
gratis one.
yeah.
Oh, wow. Wait,
Baroque at the
that's what I
Oak.
know where the Charter Oak is, at east or west.
So when you go to Larson Park, you know, like as you're approaching it off of,
Kirkham?
is that
No.
Denver or whatever, where you come in, and there's the playground and the big shelter and the tennis courts are up at the front. If you go across the creek, not on the bridge, but like in the other corner, it backs up onto the houses that are up there on, is that Oak?
Yeah.
Oakwood? That-
Oak.
Yeah, that's Oak. So on
Yeah.
the playing field side.
Yeah, but tucked in way behind the playing fields, the park actually stretches up behind those backyards. And there, it's a beautiful tree. In fact, I think we got photos of it when we had that photo competition. I think somebody submitted a photo of that oak tree. Because it's a beautiful tree, and it's right on the banks of the creek, and then the hillside sort of slopes up from there. Just
Cool.
Nice. And would it be shady then? I mean, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty
That was
shady.
wonderful.
And yeah, I mean, there's a lot of boxes to tick on that, because obviously all the neighbors have to be willing to have a festival in their backyards. And
So
the cars.
would
parked in
we be
driveways.
looking at summer then? Maybe?
I think the idea was a pleasant summer evening, you know, sort of his vision seems to encompass encouraging people to park up in town and pick up a picnic from one of the restaurants and walk over, you know, and set up in the grass.
Mhm.
I'm not sure that's going to happen, but it's a nice vision.
Would we sort of promote it as a socially distant, small event, responsible summer? People are getting their vaccinations, things are starting to look better, and kind of play it by
Yeah.
ear.
And it's outdoors, and, you know, we can,
Yeah.
if necessary, mark out on the grass where people need to sit. And so I feel like by summer, this should be eminently doable.
Yeah. Wonderful. So keep us posted.
Yeah.
Hey,
sounds
is there
great.
someone else from the Arts Commission that would like to join me? What time are we meeting? I have to go look at
Two.
it.
It's at 2.
If there's someone like Patrick, you know, you're the one who's been so into music.
Yeah, I'm at 2:30 today, I'm getting a shot, a vaccine.
Oh, you can't go.
So I better.
Is
I
there
think I better-
anybody,
I could go, but I actually have an appointment at that time.
But
so-
I would love to be involved in it, Jerry.
okay, well, I'll go in on behalf of the Arts
Well,
Commission.
Patrick,
I'm
When-
gonna like whatever you like. I mean, it's not like we're not gonna have any disagreement over Baroque under an oak tree.
when I emailed Margot to tell her that I wasn't going to be able to make it, she offered, or I don't know, they offered to meet me there later on when I'm maybe able to be back in town. So maybe I can just let you know when that is, and we can go together.
Yeah, I'd love that. I love that.
So
I-
stay tuned. I have no idea what that's going to look like.
Yeah, and I think the critical thing today is because this so much depends on working with the Parks Department, that we want to get them involved right away too, because it is the park, and we'll see. I'll report back to you guys and to Katie and whatever.
Okay. So before we move on to most miscellaneous updates, do we want to, Lauren, are you ready for?
Yeah, I apologize, you guys. I have 2 elderly people that should be in assisted living that aren't. So and I'm a
Lord.
person, so I apologize. It's like all day long I get these issues on my phone. So I don't know how I'd be doing it without my cell phone. So anyway, so I am at the very beginning of planning. So I apologize. The only in-person thing, as I said earlier, I think is going to be the poetry reading at the Garden Cafe, because they have that lovely space behind their building now. Has anybody been to anything there yet?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's really nice. I went to a concert there this past summer and it was really nice. So I'm hoping that we can do it outside. I've gotten together some cans with chalk. That's about that, and emailing is all I've done so far. So I think I might have to enlist John to get on to help me with getting stuff done. Are you up for that, John?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Here's the other thing is I don't have an email for Dwight Bittacofer anymore because the only one I have is his newspaper one and he's not there anymore. Does anybody, and I messaged him on Facebook, but I have not heard from him. Does anybody have Dwight Bittacofer's email? Okay.
I wonder if you could get it through the paper.
I emailed it, but I did not hear back from it. So from his,
Maybe Kevin, I bet Kevin Murphy would have it.
okay, I'll,
Do you need information on Kevin?
sure. Can I text you after the meeting to get that?
Sure.
That'd be great. So that's about it. The chalk, the live reading, and that's all I mean, I don't know about doing a Zoom meeting for the haiku class. Does anybody think that would work? I don't know.
I
No,
think,
the only
sorry.
thing I think about is it would be really great to have somebody read Amanda's poem on the steps of City Hall. I just think that would be so cool if we could find a kid who would do that, because we could get out the podium and a microphone and have someone do that. I think it would be very cool.
It would.
And
Seems
I'm-
like we had really good participation from the high school. I mean,
Yeah, I would
Um,
think.
I know several of the
Step
teachers.
forward to want to do that.
Yeah.
Probably have to audition them.
So we might, or even give each one a stanza or something. Hey, Marilyn, you're muted if you were trying to say something. Yeah, you're still muted. Can you unmute?
Is it working
There you go.
now?
Yes.
No.
Oh, you're muted again.
It's unstable now.
There you go.
There you go.
Try it now. No. Now you're frozen.
But that's a good thing, because then Marilyn
It's
frozen
going off and on.
forever is.
There she is.
Well, even if you got a number of kids to take a stanza, somebody said that, I thought that would be another neat idea.
Such a good idea.
Mhm.
Um,
If you figure it out, I'll work on getting a podium and a microphone and all that sort of
Good.
thing.
you know, I could contact that. There was a teacher.
Yeah,
that-
Johnson was there and Rita,
Johnson, the woman who.
Rita,
Yes, yeah.
what I can, she was Mary Ann's teacher. I can find out her last name. But you know that Amanda, oh dear, and I've forgotten her last name, has written more than one poem too. I mean, like each kid could have a stanza, but it's more than just the inauguration poem. You could put together a while that kids could read if that worked out.
She did one
Let
at
me
the
find out
Super Bowl, right?
his name.
Yeah, she did.
Chapman, Rita Chapman. Isn't that it? Katie? I think that's her name. Okay, I'll reach out to her today and see what she thinks about
Yes.
finding some kids who might want to share the reading of that. Because you're right, Jerry, that's a really cool.
That would be
idea.
very cool. It would just be wonderful to do
It
that.
would. Okay. That's it. Yeah.
Well, thank
I'll
you.
call John, I will call John after this meeting and we'll talk
Well,
about.
good. It sounds like it's evolving.
Okay.
It's good. Any miscellaneous updates?
I have one. As you know, there's a move to limit the time on boards and commissions, and some of you know that we've been struggling with the Arts Commission. One of the council members and I are going to suggest that we add 2 more people to the Arts Commission, if you all think that's agreeable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, especially to get some North Webster representation if we can.
Okay.
Does
Ditto.
that mean that, let's see, Katie and I stay on?
Well, hopefully.
Do we run?
Yeah.
Don't we
Yeah,
have?
if
Hopefully.
not, Patrick, if not, this may be a full-time gig for you. Because I may be voted off at any moment here.
No, I shudder to think.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, have they ever thought about the idea of having different kinds of memberships, like people? I mean, you know, there are people on this commission that have been on it a long time, and the commission would really suffer if they weren't involved, I think. Is there also, like, could a status be created where you're sort of like not emeritus, but like a sort of semi-permanent advisor to the board without voting rights or something? I mean, I'm not sure what I'm asking here, but it's a shame to lose people who make major contributions just because of kind of an arbitrary, you know, term limit. Is there been any kind of discussion about that, or is something like that even possible?
There has been that discussion also.
Okay, well, that's nice.
So I just don't, you know, I don't know how you all feel about it. If you think that having some sort of emeritus status, how would that go in terms of voting? Is that something that this commission thinks is a good idea?
Well, commissions change over time, of course, and, you know, people change, and like voting rights. I mean, we're also, we're all so much of one mind, different ideas, but like, there's never really been any voting conflicts. Do I have the votes to be able to get my idea, you know, passed? It's like good ideas seem to float to the top and everybody recognizes them. But the most important thing, I think, with this commission is to have people participating who have good ideas and throw them in, or willing to say, yeah, we can do that at my house, you know, or sure, I'll show up and get that done with, you know, somebody else. I mean, that's how this commission works, and it would be nice if we could perpetuate that. And in terms of formalities, like, can I vote? Can I not vote? Can I be on it? Can I not be? I think in my mind, it's just, how do we keep a really well-functioning group of people together?
But if it gets too big, I mean, you know, I think Don and I, we're the ones from the original board that haven't had to run again, I think. So we would probably be the prime. Or Marilyn, did you run again?
I'm on now. I think I'm one of the original people before it even became a board.
Yeah, right. You're probably, but you know, as much as I would hate this, I think also the dynamic of too large a group cannot be as effective. I mean, we work really well. I think two more would be okay, but as we get bigger and bigger, people want to stay on, it might not fun. I mean, it just suppresses participation, I think, when you get bigger.
And I agree that if we were to get some participation from North Webster, that would certainly make the addition of two more really strategically important, rather than just for the sake of having two more people, get some voices or perspectives that we don't have now.
Why do I have images of packing the Supreme Court here? That's interesting. No, I also think not just diversity, but young, new ideas, energetic people. I think it's a great idea to maybe nominate people for senior advisor positions, and then you keep the commission.
If one of us could be a senior advisor and still join the meetings and still toss out ideas, right, and still participate in the nitty gritty, I wouldn't care if I were a member or not.
Right. And just not have voting powers, but you're still involved. I think that's a great idea to keep people.
Yeah.
But yet bring in new ideas. I think that
actually, can't anybody in the city sit in on these meetings?
Yes. Yeah.
So maybe we don't even need that. If, like, you're not on the committee anymore, just let me know when the meetings are and I'll be joining you.
It would just
maybe
be
it doesn't even have to be as formal as all that.
It would just be like a volunteer situation, wouldn't it? So there'd be a cadre of people that are willing to jump in and help on these different projects, or, you know, whatever comes up. Is there people that are put in to be on the Arts Commission that there's no room for them now?
We've had we've had a couple of applications for membership. And it's both Katie and Maryland who have had to re-interview.
Yeah, like Lauren and I had to do that
Yes.
so ago, yeah.
But that doesn't make sense to me because Katie came on after, didn't you? You weren't one of the founding members. So shouldn't,
No, I've only been
No,
on
but she's
since
been on over 2
11.
terms. It's anything over 2 terms.
but
Yeah.
shouldn't
I just
it?
got a
it's
letter
like
saying,
every
You're,
2
you're
years or
staggered
every
terms
3
too, like
years or
my first
something.
term was 1 year. And I'm a charter member.
Oh, yes, I know we assigned, right.
Yeah.
I just got a letter saying I was reinstated and I didn't even realize that.
Right, that's how I used to get them too.
Yeah,
You usually
yeah.
get the second one that way. You get
Well,
them all
I
that
think
way.
it
but you
used to
don't.
be that way, as long as you were willing to stay on.
Right.
It's just, this policy has just come up maybe 2 years, but I mean, it probably John and Lauren, you were probably the first ones that had to actually re-interview
Yeah, I
instead of
think
just
so.
saying, yes, I'll stay on.
I don't know about Lauren, I had the first one was a year and then I went to the 3, so.
I think I was the same as you.
They've got us down at 2006. And I think it's before 2006 that we started.
The
was it,
commission
2006?
itself actually formed in 2006, but you guys started with talking about backflip earlier.
Well, okay, so we'll have to figure this out somehow.
Okay, great. Any other miscellaneous updates? Annie, would you like to say hi to the Arts Commission?
Hi.
Hi,
Nice
Ann.
to see all of you. Thank you for doing
Nice
so
seeing
much
you.
for Webster's Arts.
Okay, that's, okay, thank you.
I don't have
Cheers.
I don't have an update, Patrick, but I do have a just thing to bring up. So I don't know how many of you attended Porch Fest back in the day. It feels like
Oh,
forever
yeah,
ago.
yeah.
Which is, I think, a spectacular event. I know there've been murmurings of trying to do another one in the spring. And so I didn't know if, I mean, that's a very socially distanced thing to do. If there was a way for us to engage, if anyone knows, I know that there was a gentleman who,
Oh, yeah.
who
Dave.
went and to bat for that and did Dave Buck, I guess, and did a
Yeah.
lot. But I think it could be a cool way to get our name involved in that and also help in terms of just some of the logistics. And but I think it's a fabulous event and people are craving, something like that again. So is there a way that we could kind of collaborate?
Dave's pretty much got that thing under control. It's almost as if we could maybe offer some sort of support or something. It'd be nice to be associated with it or, help in some way, but he seems to. Jerry, you.
Well, I think
Dave.
if we want to do this, we should just reach out to Dave and ask him what his intentions are, and can we, if he's going to rejuvenate this, the spring might be a good time to do this, and can we work with him?
I think at least, I know he did a lot on social media to promote it on the different Facebook groups, but if the city also is sort of involved and can use our channels to let people know that it's happening, that could just be another way to get the word out for him for working so hard on something, or if there's, but yeah, anyway, that's just a thought. So I'm happy to, if there's something I could do to help.
Yeah, I'm pretty.
I could
sure
reach
he-
out to Dave or
organize
Jerry.
that.
You know Dave. I mean,
We could try, Patrick and I can try reaching out to him.
I know him as
Katie?
well.
Was trying to
if you want me to
figure
help.
out a date. Sorry, he was trying to figure out a date at one point and had started asking like when Webster Arts had stuff. So I think he is planning to do it again. So when you reach out.
Okay, we'll see.
okay, Jerry, you and I will
We'll
communicate. And
coordinate.
we'll reach out to him. Anything else? Anything under other? Other to me sounds sort of like miscellaneous updates, but.
The
maybe it's
next
a little-
regular meeting would be April 6th.
Okay. Okay. And Katie, we're all gonna be sending our best thoughts and prayers to you and your mom.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
you know, keep us updated. I have a feeling, particularly since Lauren, you know, contributed her information. I think it's gonna be okay. I think you're gonna have a tense couple of days and she's gonna get better.
Thank you, Patrick. What is it? From your lips to God's ears, right?
Yep.
Yeah, well, you know, I sort of believe that, like, you know, thoughts and prayers work. That's
Well, thank
just
you.
something I've kind
We
of
can use
Come
all
to.
we can get right now.
come to believe. So, do we have a movement to adjourn? Oh, come on, somebody move to adjourn.
You can just do
You
that
can
as
just
chair.
Yep.
That's your power, Patrick, is to adjourn the meeting.
Sure.
We're
Embrace
outta
the
here.
power, Patrick.
We're out of here.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Hi, all.
Hey, bye-bye.
Oh.
Well,
Bye.
Bye.
Arr.